New Jersey is full of historical villages and botanical gardens. And so for today's vlog, I'll be visiting Waterloo Historical Village, East Jersey Old Town Village, and Rutgers Gardens. We will start at Waterloo Historical Village, then drive over to East Jersey Old Town Village, then Rutgers Gardens, which is close by. Waterloo Village is a restored 19th century canal town in Byram Township in Sussex County, west of Stanhope in northwestern New Jersey. The community was approximately in the halfway point in the roughly 102 miles trip along the Morris Canal, which ran from Jersey City across the Hudson River from Manhattan to Phillipsburg, New Jersey, across the Delaware River from Easton, Pennsylvania. Waterloo possessed all the accommodations necessary to service the needs of a canal operation, including an inn, a general store, a church, a blacksmith shop to service the mules of the canal, and a watermill. For the canal workers, Waterloo's geographic location would have been conducive to being an overnight stopover point on a 2-day trip from Phillipsburg and Jersey City. It is currently an open-air museum in Alamuchi Mountain State Park. As part of the state park, it is open to the public from sunrise to sunset. The village was added to the National Register of Historic Places on September 13, 1977. As a result, the canal underwent a steady decline, and so did Waterloo Village. Although the canal was not officially abandoned until 1924, rarely did more than one boat a year run through the canal after 1900. By the time of the Great Depression, Waterloo Village had been completely abandoned by its original owners. Waterloo Village is historically significant for being the only place where one can visit an authentic historical village located on the banks of the Morris Canal. Morris Canal boats traveled across the state of New Jersey from Phillipsburg to Jersey City, over 102 miles of levels, rocks, and inclined planes for almost 100 years. The first stop in the Waterloo Historic Village is Waterloo United Methodist Church and Nathan Smith House. It was constructed in 1859. It has a still active congregation. Nathan was Peter's youngest son. Peter Smith was the wealthy man who owned the general store in Waterloo, offered $500 seed money and land for a church and cemetery in 1855 as church services were being held in the schoolhouse at the time. There was little interest shown by the townspeople, so the idea was dropped until February 10, 1859, when complaints started around the village about the poorly heated school and its inconvenience being way at the end of the village. Peter Smith renewed his offer to some friends while they were visiting his store. As they chatted, $950 was immediately raised by these friends to get the church project started. The cornerstone of the church was laid on August 9, 1959, and by September 1st, funds had been raised to cover all the costs of the building. The total cost of the church building was nearly $3,000, including the 800-pound bell. Although the church was not dedicated until February 9, 1860, it was opened and the bell first rung for the funeral of General John Smith. He was the first person to be buried in the church cemetery after passing on December 22, 1859. The mule tow path, bridges, and canal dam are some of the most prominent features that still remain at Waterloo Village. From 1831 to 1924, the Morris Canal shaped the landscape of the region and villages such as Waterloo that developed along its route. The tenant house was built around 1840. It provided accommodations for 2 families, including families of the store clerk, lock tender, and farm laborers. Each side mirrors the other. The Seymour R. Smith House was built around 1876. It has the Homestead Carriage House behind it. This Victorian-era mansion in Italianate style was the residence of Seymour R. Smith, who, like his father Peter, was the president of Hackettstown National Bank. The Seymour R. Smith House was used as a private residence from the year it was built until after the Second World War. Percival Leach acquired this house along with the other buildings in this historic village, and his business partner Louis Galandi in the early 1970s. The partners created the Waterloo Foundations for the Arts, which were responsible for operating the village as a point of destination for summertime musical performance by both classical and jazz musicians. The homestead was a stone horse barn on the farm which was converted and became Peter C. Smith's house. Throughout the second half of the 20th century, Waterloo was transformed again from a quiet residential area with old houses of varied architecture into a tourist destination. During its tenure, the Waterloo Foundation for the Arts displayed an array of antiques in its houses, employed crafters and tour guides, and held concerts and festivals that gave the site's legendary status. For the last 12 years, the New Jersey State Park Service has been working to rehabilitate this unique historic site in its magnificent natural setting. Their educational interpretive programs and tours, along with the support of the Canal Society of New Jersey, have drawn a steady flow of visitors to the site. Canal boats were pulled by a team of 2 mules on the Morris Canal for almost 100 years, passing through the Waterloo Village in each direction. They traveled slowly. The 5-day trip was completed at speeds of 2 to 3 miles per hour because there was no wake rule on the canal to help protect the banks from water damage. The boats were 90 feet long, carrying up to 70 tons of cargo and coal. Conquering the rough terrain and elevation changes between Phillipsburg and Jersey City was no easy feat. The world-famous inclined plane system gave cause for the nickname Mountain Climbing Canal because it used a cable railway system that carried hinged boats and cradle cars, allowing them to be raised or lowered up to 100 feet at a time from one section of canal to another. iVisa is the best online service to obtain travel documents and visas to any country online. It's fast and easy to use. iVisa processes documents in 24 hours and provides free support to all customers. Use my links to start using iVisa today. Much like other hamlets and villages scattered throughout Sussex County, the village of Waterloo has a general store. This 3-story stone structure was built by Peter Smith, who owned several of the houses and other commercial and industrial buildings in the village. It opened in 1831 and is unique among all of the historic buildings in Waterloo Village. The rear stone wall actually sits in the Morris Canal, which permitted canal boats to come up to the back of the store and either load cargo into the boat or unload material into the store. What is unique about the general store is the massive wooden spoked wheel in the attic. It says so the wheel runs perpendicular to the front and back walls. This wheel and pulley system was the device used to hoist cargo in and out of the boats in the canal. It was also used to put cargo in the wagons in front of the store. At this place, a boat owner could sell copies of newspapers which he acquired from locals that he had already passed through on his trip east or west. The close proximity between the canal and the store promoted boatmen and their families to easily purchase foodstuffs or supplies for themselves. The blacksmith was built around 1780 by General John Smith and was rebuilt around 1970. The blacksmith would have been busy shoeing canal mules. The grits mill and sawmill was originally a charcoal house, was eventually converted into a mill after the opening of the canal. The hotel was built around 1761. It served many travelers and canal workers who came in for a meal, drink, and a place to stay. Right next to the Village Hotel is the Schumann House, also known as Worker House Number 2. Its middle structure matches the tenant house. The Schumann family resided there. Note the S on the fireplaces. The Canal Museum used to be a single-family home, now it's turned into a museum. It now houses the Canal Society of New Jersey. The Canal Society of New Jersey is a non-profit organization formed in 1969 to foster the study of the history of New Jersey's two-towpath canal, preserve and restore canal remains and artifacts, and educate the public in the canal's history and provide enjoyment to its members by visiting canals and other historic sites. By the early 1900s, the canal had become obsolete. However, it took until 1924 to adopt a plan to close and dismantle the canal. The ownership of the canal's vast water resources, including Lake Hopatcong, Lake Musconetcong, and Greenwood Lake, passed to the state of New Jersey. Today, the Morris Canal Greenway, a partnership between the local communities and the Canal Society of New Jersey, seeks to preserve the surviving historic remains of the canal, interpret canal sites, and offer recreational opportunities to the public. Built a canal that would carry coal mined in Pennsylvania to developing markets along the eastern seaboard. When completed, the canal extended 102 miles across the rugged highlands of New Jersey from Phillipsburg on the Delaware River to its summit level near Lake Hopatcong, and then down to Jersey City. To accomplish this, a system of 23 lift locks and 23 inclined planes were built to overcome the impressive elevation change of 1,674 feet. The canal's infamous water-powered inclined planes were an engineering marvel that enabled canal boats to be raised and lowered up to 100 feet at a time. Mule-drawn canal boats transported up to 70 tons of cargo and usually took 5 days to cross the state. In the heyday of the canal, hundreds of boats carried everything from coal to iron ore to agricultural products. As New Jersey's first industrial transport system, the canal promoted commerce and shaped the economic development of the northern part of the state. Sitting within the historic Waterloo Village are historic homes, an active church, a working mill, an old general store, and a blacksmith shop. These structures make a scenic backdrop for a couple's big day. They can host an outdoor ceremony at the park's stunning white gazebo. This elegant structure frames couples beautifully for their wedding day. This park also has 2 structural facilities couples can use for their wedding. The meeting house, which accommodates up to 200 guests, and the rustic pavilion both offer indoor locations where couples can host their wedding safe from inclement weather and the chill of night. Here, couples will find magnificent stone fireplaces, weather backdrops, and grand wooden columns. If you want to know more about weddings at Waterloo Village, check my description below. Vueling is a dynamic and innovative airline based in Spain. They fly to over 100 destinations covering the main cities in Spain, Europe, North Africa, and the Near East. The best part about Vueling is that they offer very cheap flights to select destinations in Spain, in most cities in Europe, and parts of North Africa. Use my links to explore cheap flights now. East Jersey Old Town Village is about 37.8 miles southeast of Waterloo Historic Village. It takes about an hour to get there. East Jersey Old Town Village is an open-air museum located in Johnson Park in Piscataway, New Jersey. The village is a collection of Hudson Valley area historic buildings and includes original, reconstructed, and replicated 18th and 19th century vernacular architecture typical of farm and merchant communities of Central Jersey. It is a home to permanent exhibition about Raritan Landing, an 18th century inland port once located just downstream on the river. Since 1989, the Middlesex County Office of Arts and History has had responsibility for the village. Buildings in this village include a tavern, a blacksmith shop, wheelwright shop, schoolhouse, barracks, a church, the homes of early settlers, and other outbuildings. Visitors can explore the site and meet the historical interpreters that bring the village to life through their trades and craft. A gateway site for the crossroads of the American Revolution National Heritage Area, situated along the Washington-Watchambeau National Historic Trail. The village offers award-winning exhibits and seasonal programs. It is free to visit the village year-round, excluding holidays, Rutgers football games, and Rutgers graduation. The village is open from Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Historical interpreters are on site from April to October. In addition, there are musket demonstrations Wednesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Church of the 3 Mile Run was built around 1703. It was originally located in New Brunswick, New Jersey. The church that exists here is a 1970 replica of the original building. The other buildings from New Brunswick are the Indian Queen Tavern, New Brunswick Barracks, which was a replica of the portion of a 1758 military barracks located on George Street in New Brunswick, which was destroyed by a fire in 1796. 6 Mile Run House, which was moved from the 6 Mile Run area, in 1979. The Farley Blacksmith Shop and Williamson Wheelwright Shop were also located in New Brunswick as well. They are located right next to each other within the village. The buildings which were from Piscataway itself were the Jeremiah Dunn House, which was reconstructed. The original was built around 1750. The Pond House, which was built around 1743, also known as the Fitzrandolph House. The Runyon House, which was built around 1755, and the Runyon Wagon House, which was built in 1840. The Smalley Town Schoolhouse was from Warren Township. It was built around 1803. The Elias Vanderveer House was from Pluckerman. It was reconstructed. The original was built around 1745. As the winner of the prestigious World Travel Awards for the world's leading villa collections, Top Villas offers an unparalleled selection of over 10,000 luxury villas, vacation rentals, and condos in over 300 worldwide destinations. Top Villas provide a variety of vacation rentals ranging from cozy one-bedroom condos to opulent 10-bedroom houses. Use my links below to find your vacation rental for your next trip. The Rutgers Garden is located about 15 minutes southeast of East Jersey Old Town Village. Rutgers Garden is the official botanical garden of Rutgers University. It's located on the outskirts of Rutgers School of Environmental and Biological Sciences at 112 Riders Lane, North Brunswick, New Jersey. The grounds include 60 acres of designed beds, specialty gardens, trees and shrubs collections, lawns, and walking paths, and the adjoining 70-acre Frank G. Hellyer Woods. The gardens are open year-round without fee and feature horizontal collection arranged in garden settings. In 2017, it was granted landmark status by American Society for Horticultural Science. The land was originally purchased in 1917. Rutgers Garden then was called Horticultural Farm No. 1. It housed the Experiment Station's peach breeding program, although ornamental displays were also established in the early 1920s in conjunction with ongoing ornamental research. In 1930, the farms featured more than 600 varieties of Dalilahs and iris, including test gardens developed in coordination with the Dalilah Society of New Jersey and the American Iris Society. There were also other displays where opportunities to showcase selected and developed varieties in coordination with community organizations. Around this time, a shrub display garden containing over 200 species and numerous varieties were established, which remains one of the oldest surviving sections of the existing collection, which was expanded between 1930 and 1950. A 1936 photo of Horticultural Farm No. 1 shows series of 9 display gardens, of which the bearded iris display was the precursor to the current Donald B. Lacey display garden, originally constructed in 1964. Later additions and removal of plants, as well as the establishment of various new ornamental and tribute gardens, have shaped Rutgers Garden into its current form. The name of Rutgers Garden is strongly associated with that of Bruce Doc Hamilton. In the 1990s, despite strong opposition, Rutgers University planned to sell Rutgers Garden for urban development. In 1993, Dr. Bruce Hamilton, a Rutgers professor, accepted the responsibility for directing the garden's management and funding. Thanks to his dedication, to generous supporters, and to the work of many volunteers, the garden survived for everyone's enjoyment. The current collections include the American Hollies collection, the Bamboo Forest Donald B. Lacey Display Garden, the Ellie Quambley Water Conservation Terrace, Ornamental Tree Collection, the Rain Garden, Roy H. DeBoer Evergreen Garden, Shade Tree Collection, Shrub Collection, Tribute Garden, and VSA Garden. The log cabin you see here was built in 1936 by the Works Progress Administration. Today it is actively used for receptions and other events in the garden. Rollink is an innovative smart luggage brand which invented the world's slimmest collapsible travel luggage that is as stylish as it is practical. It's made to last and designed to your style and designed to fit your lifestyle. The luggage is 75% thinner than the average suitcase and more convenient for travel. Use my link to browse for your Rollink luggage. You should be able to visit all these places in half a day if you don't visit any of the attractions in the surrounding areas, which should make for a solid day trip.